The city lights shimmer across the glass walls of Lumiere Bistro, reflecting soft amber, glows onto every table and creating a warm halo around the guests who settle in for their evening meals. At a small corner table near the window sits a young woman named Amina, dressed in a simple, pastel dress that she ironed twice before leaving home because tonight matters more than she wants to admit. She smooths her sleeves with steady hands, yet her heartbeat gives away the truth of her nervous thoughts because she is here for a blind date, arranged through an app she joined only after her friends insisted. In her small purse rests exactly $50 and nothing more, enough for a modest meal, no more, no less, and she rehearses the price of each item on the menu in her mind, hoping her date will not choose something extravagant. She glances at the entrance every few seconds, wishing to see someone walk in with a smile meant for her, someone who will sit down and speak kindly and maybe understand the gentle uncertainty she carries with her tonight. At another table across the room sits Zaid, a single father and the CEO of a rising tech firm, dressed in a crisp shirt with his sleeves rolled just enough to show the ink of a tattoo he got years ago during a chapter of life he does not talk about often. He is not here for business nor for romance, but simply for a quiet meal after a long day of meetings, school pickups, and last-minute emails that never seem to end. Yet his attention keeps drifting toward the young woman in the corner because something about her expression, her posture, her hopeful eyes reminds him of who he once was before success became both his shield and his burden. He watches as she checks her phone again and again, then sets it down each time with a small sigh that carries disappointment she tries to hide beneath a polite smile. Zaid feels an unfamiliar tug inside his chest, a mix of compassion, recognition, and curiosity. Amina finally receives a message from her date. He says he will be late, very late, and she presses her lips together in silence, because leaving now would feel rude, but waiting too long would empty her already fragile patience. She opens the menu slowly, scanning for the cheapest appetizer, something she can order without overdrawing. The small savings she guards so carefully. She has dreams of becoming a graphic designer, dreams of renting her own place, dreams of helping her mother and younger brother who depend on her more than anyone knows. But tonight she wants just one simple evening where she can pretend life is not heavy and her future is not uncertain. Across the room, Zaid senses the tension in her shoulders and wonders if he should mind his own business or listen to the instinct urging him to pay attention. The server approaches Amina with a friendly smile, asking if she would like to order anything while she waits. She hesitates, then selects the least expensive dish, not because she wants it, but because she knows math better than she knows romance. Her fingers tremble slightly as she hands the menu back, and she forces a steady breath, reminding herself that she has survived worse days than this. Zaid watches the scene unfold, and something shifts inside him, an echo of the nights he struggled with bills while raising his son alone, the nights he felt invisible in rooms filled with confident people. He signals his server quietly and asks for the young lady's bill to be added to his own, but requests secrecy because he does not want gratitude. He simply wants kindness to remain unspoken, yet real. The server nods, understanding the sincerity behind his calm voice. Amina eats her small meal, slowly savoring each bite. Even though her appetite fades with every minute, her date remains absent. Her phone lights up again, this time with an apology and an excuse. She has heard from strangers before, and she sets the device aside with a soft exhale that carries disappointment and acceptance. She whispers encouragement to herself, reminding her heart that hope is not foolish even when reality feels unkind. Across the dining room, Zaid receives updates from the server, who tells him the girl seems sad but polite and deeply grateful for even the small meal she ordered. Zaid feels a wave of protective instinct rise like a tide he did not expect. He wonders how many people sit alone carrying quiet burdens that no one sees. As the evening grows quieter, the bistro hum softens into a gentle murmur of conversations and clinking glasses. Amina contemplates whether she should stay or leave, yet she remains seated, unable to decide. If hope or resignation guides her stillness, she touches the edges of her purse, feeling the last of her money inside, and calculates how much bus fare she will need to return home. The server approaches and informs her that her bill has been taken care of. Amina blinks in confusion, searching for words. She cannot form because kindness this sudden feels unreal. She looks around the room trying to guess who did this and why. Zaid keeps his gaze on his glass, pretending not to notice her searching eyes even though he feels them brush over him. Amina stands slowly, unable to sit still after hearing her meal has been paid for by a stranger. Her heart beats loudly in her chest, carrying a mix of astonishment, uncertainty, and warmth. She approaches the counter to ask who paid for her dinner, but the server only smiles and says the person wished to remain anonymous. She turns once more, scanning the tables, and her eyes meet Zaid's for a brief moment. She walks toward the exit, her steps slow as if waiting for a reason to pause, for a moment to reconsider, for a sign. Her phone buzzes again with another message from her date, but she ignores it this time, choosing herself instead of disappointment. Zaid watches her reach the doorway, and something inside him urges him to stand, to say something, to break the invisible wall. The evening air spills into the restaurant as she opens the door, carrying the scent of night and hope and unanswered questions.